What's up, guys? I'm the Wrestlegamer. Welcome back to Let's Play Time Tenshi 2 Special Edition, the Kyo route, right here on the arcade. And on the last episode, we saw what would happen when we went to the machine shop, and Kyo decided to come out of the shower in all her glory, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we're continuing with Kyo's route, and I'm going to try to take every separate route with Kyo as separate episodes, so that way, because I know with the Tessa ending, it was kind of an hour-long video and whatnot, so I'm going to try to keep everything properly timed, so that way it's not like over an hour long like the Tessa one was. But anyway, what we're going to do here is we're continuing with Kyo's route, and we're going to go to the Ryukyu Islands. These Ryukyu Islands sound interesting. To be honest, I've never heard of them before. Alright, I suppose that's a good place to start as any. We shall open a portal to the Ryukyu Islands. And Kenji, Kyo, please be careful.
Hey, don't worry, Tenshi. I'm sure we'll be fine. You ready, Kenji?
Ready as I'll ever be.
I've achieved target...
I've achieved target lock. Raising the shield and opening the time window, I feel stupid. Now. At these words, blinding light erupted from the time window. I hesitated, wanting to wait long enough to give my eyes a chance to adjust to the sudden radiance. But then Kyo bounced towards me with her usual enthusiasm.
Come on, Kenji, like Michelle said, we have to hurry.
Huh? Yeah. Pulled off balance by Kyo, I stumbled after her as she plunged headfirst into the portal, with me taking the plunge an instant later. Leaving my own reality behind, I was once more in the vortex of color and weightlessness that led to different times. And as I windmilled my arms around in an attempt to stabilize myself, I turned my eyes towards Kyo, who was already grinning widely in anticipation.
You know, Kenji, I just realized this is the first time that it's just been me and you on a mission. Before, I always went with Rose, and there was that one time the three of us went to the 1920s. But it's never been just the two of us, and... Whoa!
There she grows. I wasn't surprised to find the energies of time travel were already shaping Kyo's body into a more voluptuous form. Oh, still not used to this part.
Teehee. I guess it is pretty weird, but this is totally one of my favorite parts about doing this.
Kyo giggled as she struck a pose that sent her rapidly expanding assets bouncing merrily. My eyes bulged at the side of her chest, building itself up bigger and bigger with each passing second. Meanwhile, the Japanese girl seemed to dance in empty space.
So, what do you think, Kenji? Enjoying the show?
I hope everybody on YouTube is. Thank you for the boob physics. Kyo just giggled again, causing her huge breasts to bounce as madly as they ballooned up even larger than her head. Just as I was wondering how her skimpy times it was able to survive the stresses it was being subjected to, the bizarre spectacle that surrounded us faded. And we suddenly found ourselves on a rocky outcropping just above the ocean with a sheer cliff at our side.
Well, here we are, the Ryukyu Islands. And if I had to guess, I'd say we're on Yonaguni Island.
I hope I'm pronouncing all of these correctly. Huh? How could you know that?
Hey, that's easy, Kenji. All of the places where the crystals have been showing up have had some kind of weird vibe to them. And I don't know if it's actually ancient astronauts or not, but they're still weird places with connections to paranormal phenomena with out-of-place artifacts.
Out-of-place artifacts? What does that mean, anyway?
Out-of-place artifacts is the term used to describe places or things or whatever they should have been impossible to build with the tools and stuff that were available at the time they were made. Things like the pyramids and Stonehenge.
Oh yeah, and well, I don't know the name for them, but I did notice that the other locations, they had that in common. So does that mean that there's one of those artifacts near here?
Yep, the Yonaguni Monument. It's a massive underwater structure which some scientists think it's artificial. On top of that, this island isn't far away from the Dragon's Triangle, which is sort of like the Bermuda Triangle's Japanese cousin.
So if these crystals are really drawn to paranormal hotspots and stuff like that, I guess I can see some of them ending up here. And speaking of crystals, how are we supposed to find them?
Oh, that part's easy. We can use our communicators to find them. And... ooh, I'm picking them up already! This way, Kenji.
Without another word, Kyo grabbed me by the wrist and started dragging me towards the ocean. But before we could get very far, we ran out of ground to run on. Uh-oh, I hope this doesn't mean that the crystals are underwater like this monument you were talking about.
No, we're good. We just need to go this way.
Kyo then turned to move down the rocky shoal, but as she cautiously advanced, I realized that the slippery stone and her high heels probably weren't the best of combinations. You better be careful, Kyo. That rock looks... Eep! As if on cue, Kyo's foot slid down from under her. The Japanese girl windmilled her arms in an attempt to regain her balance, but it was already too late. And Kyo toppled into the ocean water with an unceremonious splash. As the splash subsided, I saw Kyo sitting up to her chest in water, a sheepish expression on her face as she groaned in dismay. Kyo, are you alright?
I'm okay, Kenji. I'm just glad that my time suit is wash and wear.
Relieved to hear Kyo's bit of humor, I made my way closer to her and held out my hand. She smiled weakly before reaching out to take it. With the heave, I helped Kyo back up to her feet, and to keep her balance while she made her way back to solid ground. Kyo, are you alright? Both Kyo and I jumped at the sound of Michelle's voice, which was very nearly resulted in the Japanese girl winding up in the drink once more. But before that could happen, I wrapped my arms around her drenched frame and kept her close.
Yeah, Michelle, I'm kind of soaked, but other than that, yeah.
Ooh, glad to hear it. By the way, Tessa told me to give you the message. Now, I'm not going to repeat her word for word, but the gist of it is that maybe heels aren't the best choice of footwear for this mission.
Yeah, that was way too polite for Tessa. I hate to admit it, but maybe she's right.
Kyo kicked off her heels and picked them up, only to almost drop them again when a strong gust of wind blew past.
Ooh, cold.
You might wind up catching one if you don't get dried off soon.
Yeah, good thinking. Here, let me get over to more solid ground.
Kyo unsteadily made her way over to a larger section of open rock where she would have more room. Once that was done, she set down her heels and proceeded to shed her sodden time suit. Kyo? Damn, that's all I'm gonna say.
Relax, Kenji. It's not like you haven't seen me in my underwear before. Besides, I have to get out of these wet things.
While I was silently recalling the time that Kyo dragged me to the lingerie shop, which was in the last game, the whip wielder discarded the last of her skippy time suit. With my cheeks were turning a shade of red, Kyo was shivering, and I realized that even her lingerie was still soaked. So despite the possibility that Kyo might decide to shed the remainder of her soaking garments, I set down my shield so I can take off my shirt. Kyo, wait, here. As Kyo turned to look at me in surprise, I removed my shirt. Then I offered it to her with a slight smile. I think you need this more than I do right now. Now it was Kyo's cheeks that were colored red as she studied my shirt.
Thanks, Kenji.
Accepting my shirt, Kyo then slid it on right before wrapping her arms around me. She caught me by surprise, as well as the fact that her two enormous soft orbs were pressing against my chest. I gulped loudly before looking down at Kyo. Sure. For a brief moment, I just stood there with Kyo holding me tight, and then I managed to settle down and return her embrace. Ahem. Excuse me, you two, but we do need to get those crystals before they or the others disappear, remember? Excuse me. All right. Let's go, Kyo. Oh, okay. Kyo reluctantly surrendered her grip on me, so the two of us continued on, the Japanese girl guiding me as she scanned for our objective. You know, I was just wondering, how do you know so much about this island? And about the Mayan Pakal and all the rest of it?
Oh, that. Well, you know how I wasn't exactly the most popular girl back in school? Didn't really stand out or anything, and I really loved video games?
Right, so?
Well, I started noticing just how much video games are based on real-life legends and things that actually happened. So I got curious and started researching that stuff. Finding out where the games ended and the actual and the actual myths began, and the more that I looked and the more I found there was the more I found there was some pretty serious reality that I inspired that stuff.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's that kind of thing that inspired me to become a scientist, become a doctor, help with building stuff. I guess in the end, I really wanted to become the same person that I could become on the TV screen when I played a game. I just really wanted to be a hero.
Despite everything, I couldn't help but smile at Kyo's words. I think we've all felt like that at some point. In fact, Hey, what's that? Frowning somewhat at the strange shimmer that had caught my eye, I pointed towards the water's edge. Something that wasn't water sparkled in the sun.
Oh, that's them! The crystals, we found them!
With a broad grin, Kyo hopped up and down for a bit before bounding forward as she whipped out the bag she had kept with her.
Kenji, help me! There's a whole bunch here!
Okay, sure. Not needing any additional encouragement, I hurried to join Kyo. But I hesitated a moment as I studied the crystals that were hovering just above the water's edge.
Don't worry, Kenji, these crystals are perfectly safe. Just grab them like this.
Kyo reached out and snagged a couple of the floating crystals, depositing them into the pouch. I followed suit and began grabbing the precious stones, and as I did, I felt the power contained inside them. But at the same time, I noticed how relaxing and comforting they felt. We began snatching up the floating gems in droves, and before long, Kyo's pouch was filled.
We did it, Michelle. We got them all.
Great job, the both of you. And even better, we're still tracking the rest of the crystals. We can get more. Alright, I'm opening the time window, so hurry back. Okay, great. Once we get back, you'll have a chance to dry off.
Yeah, sure. After I settle down from traveling in time.
Yeah. Wincing, I was brought back to the moment when the air opened up before us, pierced by the light of the time window. Not needing any prompting, I rose to my feet and helped Kyo up. Let's go, Kyo. We still have a lot of work ahead of us.
I know, but, before we go back, and I start acting all crazy.
Kyo didn't bother completing her sentence. She just leaned in and hugged me tightly. Although I was momentarily surprised, I still smiled and returned her embrace. Excuse me, crystals, remember? Huh? Oh, right, of course. Kyo, let's go.
Right.
Kyo and I darted towards the time window. We were once again sent tumbling through time and space to our own world. And that's going to conclude this part of the Kyo time route. And on the next episode, hopefully it will be more towards the end, and we get to see what Kyo's ending looks like. So, if you guys like this video, be sure you slam that like button like a champ. And if you guys want to see the ending of Kyo's route right here on the arcade, well, you know the two ways you got to do it. You got to leg drop that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on notifications, so that way you never miss out on another one of my videos here on my channel. So with that being said, I'm your friendly neighborhood Wrestlegamer, and I will see you next time right here on WGS-TV. Bye, guys!